Palmyra Atoll is a small island guarded by naturally occurring reefs in the Pacific Ocean, due roughly southwest of the Hawaiian Islands. The atoll was primarily uninhabited until the U.S. Navy occupied it from 1939 to 1959. With these humans came mosquitoes in the form of Culex kincaefasciatus, more commonly known as the southern house mosquito, and rats that survived on the ships of these sailors. Nearly 50 years later, another species of mosquito known as the Aedes albopictus, more commonly known as the Asian tiger mosquito, was introduced. The southern house mosquito is small and feeds at night on a diet of primarily birds, although sometimes it feeds on mammals, while the Asian tiger mosquito is a daytime biter and feeds mostly on mammals such as rats and humans, but some can feed on birds. In June 2011, the nearly 40,000 rats on the atoll were eradicated by applying the widely used pesticide brodifacum. With a large human population, as there was during World War II, about 200,000 mosquitoes could be supported regardless of the rat population. With a much smaller human population, the mosquito population depended heavily on the rat population. A rat population of 1,000 can support a mosquito population of about 150,000, but a smaller population of 400 rats cannot support any Aedes mosquitoes. Normally, the removal of an introduced species like rats, which can have impacts on native species such as seabirds or transmit diseases to humans, would be seen as a good thing. However, due to this controlled environment that has no native mammals and very few people living on the island, the Asian tiger mosquito was soon seen to have vanished from the island in the first ever recorded accidental human-facilitated co-extinction. Prior to the rat eradication, black light traps were set up across 15 of the islets for a total of 54 nights. These traps were hung 1 to 2 meters above ground level, 1 to 2 hours before dusk, and collected 2 to 3 hours after dawn in order to survey these flying insects. Following the eradication, researchers who were living on the island were surveyed to find out when and how often they were bitten by mosquitoes. These questions were accompanied by intensified survey methods which included additional scent traps specially designed to capture Aedes. In 2015, traps were set on 53 nights across 25 islets, and in 2016, traps were set on 80 nights across 24 islets. In addition, a year-long monitoring program was conducted near the main camp on Cooper Island within the atoll. These results were compared to the studies done prior to the rat eradication. The Asian tiger mosquito was shown to have completely vanished. Although the experiment was conducted in an isolated, unoccupied environment, it indicated that co-extinction can turn out to be beneficial in eradication of pests, and furthermore led to extended research fields in disease eradication through host extinction of disease-spreading species. The combination of the rat eradication and the small population of humans living on the island resulted in the loss of all food sources for the Asian tiger mosquito. This predictably led to the extinction of this species in the area. After conducting additional surveys for another 6 years, the research team on Palmyra Atoll determined that the species had been eliminated from the atoll. They also concluded that the primary cause of this extirpation was the eradication of rats from the island. This makes the extinction of the Asian tiger mosquito on Palmyra the first mosquito co-extinction on record. This event is quite related to two of the important concepts in our current course, natural selection and ecology. As evidenced by their extinction, Aedes mosquitoes were no longer suited to their environment after the elimination of the rats. There must have been little genetic variation in the Aedes, as they were unable to adapt to finding new sources of food. As none of the members of the Aedes population on Palmyra Atoll possessed the ability to survive without a rat population and a very small human population, the species quickly died out. This left the Culex population as the sole mosquitoes on Palmyra, as they remained well suited to their environment. This is a classic example of natural selection, as Culex mosquitoes had more beneficial traits, so they survived as the Aedes population disappeared. The extinction of the Asian tiger mosquito also demonstrates important aspects of the ongoing ecology lesson. Specifically, the relationship between mosquitoes and their host is one of parasitism. In the general relationship of parasitism, the parasite feeds off the host, which is negatively affected, obviously. The relationship between the Aedes mosquitoes was one where the mosquitoes consumed the blood of the rats, which were negatively affected, as one can see. One of the most important takeaways of this observed co-extinction is the possibility of eliminating disease-carrying mosquitoes by eradicating their preferred host.